You're only a what if away from a great summer holiday. What if it's Aussie for travel? It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
Ghost Week this week. It's Halloween on Friday. We're going to spend the entire week talking about ghostly and ghastly things, tapping into the void.
Don't say tapping.
Why? Oh, yeah,
because it reminds me of what happened at the Rose and Crown on Thursday when the table started tapping.
How do you reckon our Benny would have gone?
I think you would have panicked out there, Ben.
Are you all right with ghosts? What's your deal? You're not sure?
Oh, listen, I'm not big on the whole subject. I must admit.
As in, you don't think they're real, or you like it's okay to be a
I hope
skeptic.
they're not. I'm a skeptic, and I hope they're not.
Let me play you something. All right, we're gonna air more of this later in the week. Let me play you something.
Can I just highlight this by saying you trust us, right?
Yeah.
Like we've never lied to you or given you any reason to you know.
So have a listen to this.
Can you levitate the table, please? Can you lift the table? Give us an indication that you're with us by lifting the table.
That was
no way.
That was producer Brooke and Pete screaming as the table moved.
No way.
Mate, it didn't just move, it jumped.
It dead set.
Yeah.
Come on.
Salt and pepper shakers fell over the works.
So a bit later in the
Really?
week. All right. Yeah.
Come on.
No, legit. Legit, mate. It cannot
I'm
be
not
any
kidding.
more legit. All right, hang on a
Pete
second.
was in my lap.
That doesn't survive. I believe that.
Let's dive into this. So we're going to throw the lines open now and have some fun sharing some ghost stories with each other. That's you listening to us as well. 13 10 60.
They sometimes say that the kids are the ones that are most open to the spirits, that they sort of haven't created their own biases yet. And so sometimes kids can say some spooky things that freak you out.
All right.
Like my niece who, when I was trying to put her to bed one day when she was really little, she must have been like 4, if that, and she went, I can't sleep in here today. And I said, why? And she goes, I can't sleep with that man in my room. And I was going, which man? I'm looking around. She's like, up there on my curtains. And there was a ghost that used to sit on her curtains. And I couldn't say that it didn't exist because she would also tell me on days when he wasn't there. She'd be like, oh, no, he's not here today, and just nod off. It was weird.
It just gives me the creeps.
Well, it's, my kids, well, not my daughter, who's the youngest, she's just started coming to me about going to scary movies. So, even last night she wanted to go and see Black Phone 2, which I haven't even seen Black Phone 1, but me and my son, he's 2 years older, we're going, we're not going to see a horror, no way. She's going, come on, you pussies.
I do not need scary movies in my life because our daughter Isabella gives us enough scary stuff. Because we've often said that we feel like she's come from, like she was here, she's been here before. And this
I've heard you say this before.
Yeah, well, when she was 3, she came up to us. We were just in the kitchen, and she just said, out of nowhere, she just said, do you, Mum and Dad, remember when I drowned? We were like, what are you talking about? She goes, and I was under the lake, and I had my bike. And that was it. And then she finished that, and then her head spun around in 180 degrees, and she walked out of the room.
Well, 13 10 60, give us the scary stuff your kids have said.
All right.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
I love this, telling Ben about our night last night at the Rose and Crown in Guildford, and you're having trouble really believing that the table shifted without us touching it.
I've got enough on my plate without now thinking that
I get
we've
that
got that to contend with, I don't need that.
I get that people are going to think that we sound crazy, and I accept that. You can be as skeptic as much as you like, but I cannot deny my reality and what I saw and experienced. And I think, Pete, you're the same.
I'm the
Brooke
same.
and Ringo are the same.
Yep.
It is what it is. You can't, whether they think we're crazy or not.
So something unexplainable happened.
Yes.
Not just something.
But do you...
So many things.
Do you find it...
What?
Is it easier to say something unexplainable happened, but there must be an explanation for it other than...
That's what unexplainable means, mate. We can't explain it.
Other than a ghost or a spirit...
Mate, honestly,
you think that that's
I can't justify it any other way.
Rocks got thrown at us, and they were appearing out of thin air, and things were moving that shouldn't have been moving. Nobody was near them. All of that stuff's going to come out this week for Ghost Week on the show.
I do use that phrase. They could be throwing rocks.
They're throwing rocks.
They could be throwing rocks. Now they are.
Yeah, scary stuff your kids have said. Tara, when your son was 6 years old. Hi, welcome to the show, mate. Tell us your story.
Good morning, Pete, Kimba and Ben. So my son Alex was about 6 or 7 at the time and woke up out of his sleep screaming, and I went into the room obviously to see what was going on, and he buried his head in my chest and said, "Mom, please tell her to leave. The lady with the veil, tell her to leave." And I said, "What lady?" And he said, "Mom, her eyes are gone, but she's really scaring me." So
eyes are gone. Oh,
yes, her eyes were sunken. And I said, "Okay." I said, "Sorry, but whoever is here, can you please leave?" I said, "You're scaring him." I said, "We don't want you in the house." And I said a prayer with him, and they disappeared.
Oh.
But he still talks about it now, and he's in his early teens.
Oh, my God, Tara.
wow. Yep,
The
we get it.
sunken eyes.
Christy, your daughter was 13 years old. What happened?
We're living in a house in Mandurah, and she was taking selfie photos in the hallway with the hallway mirror. And as she was taking the photo, she captured a ghostly figure in the background in the picture.
Have you got the picture?
Yeah, I've still got the picture on my phone.
Can you send us the picture? Can you DM us this? I want to see the picture.
Yeah, I can send you. I can do that. And on my daughter's 16th birthday, just shortly afterwards, we had a whole heap of teenagers. They all went into the rooms with their phones to try and take photos of this ghostly figure. And one by one, their mobile phones switched off, and they couldn't turn them back on until they left that room.
Get out. Oh, yes.
Brilliant.
Oh, this is
Okay.
what we're after. This is
Pamela,
great.
you heard your daughter chatting to someone on baby cam.
That is correct. It wasn't such a baby cam. This was a few years ago now. Back in Aberdeen in Scotland where we lived, we moved into a new house. Sophie was up in her bed, in her cot bed. Her bed was sort of positioned closer to the window. Heard her through the baby monitor, and I just thought she was maybe just chatting to some of her cuddly beasts that are toys. And then I heard this creaking sort of moving noise. So I went upstairs, and there she was, bolt upright, hanging over the cot, staring into the corner. And I was like, "Soph, are you okay? Who are you talking to?" And she's like, lady in the corner." Oh. There was this lady in the corner of the room. I was like, "There's absolutely no lady there." It transpired, we spoke to our neighbours. We'd moved in not long ago. And seemingly the lady that occupied the house previous to the lady of that had fallen out of the window and fell to her death.
That's the thing.
That wasn't in the real estate brochure.
Oh, that's the thing that freaks me out about this sort of stuff when you hear those stories that somebody had passed.
Okay, Susie, what happened? What was the scary thing?
That changes everything, doesn't it?
What was the scary thing your kid said, Susie?
Good morning, guys.
Hi.
I went to visit Pinaroo to see my mum's grave, and my little one was 3 years old, and she loves to walk around kangaroos and stuff, and we found this grave that had 2 people in it, lots of beautiful photos, a big commemoration from the mum, and we stopped to look at it, and she turns to me and she says, "Mummy, the boy is here and he's very sad." And I said, "Oh, okay," because I think it can happen. And I said, "Oh, is he? Can you ask him how he died?" And she said, after a little bit, she just said, "Oh, he fell out of a helicopter."
What?
So I Googled their names, and it was, I just Googled it now just to remind me, it was Robert and James Warbo or something, and they had a gyrocopter accident in Capel.
No.
And I said, yeah, and I said, okay. I said, can he tell you anything else? And she said, "Oh, he just said that he loves his mum very much." And I said, "Ask him if he would like it." I was religious at the time. And I said, ask him if he'd like us to say a prayer for him? And she said, yes. So we said a little prayer and off we went, but she's never had that again.
Right.
Wow.
So this is, okay, so we just brought up the story. So this was back in 2019. It was in Bustleton.
Oh, God.
51
our thoughts go out to the families
of
because we
course.
know that you'll be out there listening.
51-year-old father and his 18-year-old son, and Robert and James Warman.
Oh, how awful.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
See, we're going to have more of this sort of stuff this week because we can't help it. It's Ghost Week. We have plenty to share.
Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins. 6 to 9 weekdays. You can't miss Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins, and you can't miss a great summer holiday with What If. With loads of accommodation options, plus flights, car hire and things to do. Book your trip on whatif.com or download the What If app today. What If? It's Aussie for travel.